thought today when I was driving.
Okay.
Dropping off the dog. So there's a lot of construction around the house.
An ungodly amount of construction, actually, and it's
Yeah.
driving me fucking insane.
So as I'm driving down the road, looking at all the workers, why don't they have, like, hot lady construction?
What do you mean?
Now, hear me out. Like, why
like a
is
company called Hot Lady Construction?
like a company of all really hot, hardworking construction ladies?
I can give you 2 reasons.
Why?
Right off the bat, in an instant of you bringing it up.
Why?
Number 1, there's not that many women in the construction industry that I don't think that they would build a whole company off of it. Number 2, that would cause a lot of accidents.
I didn't think about that.
Think about it. You're driving down the road and then all of a sudden you see some smoking hot chicks laying the road out. You'd be like, what the fuck? And next thing you know, you're crashing into people.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that, but I was like driving thinking, what do I like to look at when I'm sitting here, in backed up traffic? I'm like, I want to see a really hot guy, pile driving something. So I was like, man, how awesome would it be if there was like just a whole crew all the way down the line of just smoking hot chicks? Now,
It would be awesome.
I know there's not a lot of women in the industry. What I'm saying is there needs to be this company, this hot lady construction, and then women will go in to the industry, whatever, trade school, whatever, knowing they're going to join the hot lady force. And then there you go. There's the company right there.
Okay. It's a solid plan, I guess.
You were talking about business ventures last time, so it just got me thinking, like, somebody
Then why don't you start that company?
To get this going.
Why don't you start that company then?
I will. CEO. Hot lady construction.
Yeah.
And we'd get all the jobs because we just have...
Until accidents
Who's going to
started
tell
happening.
my hot ladies no? Nobody.
Now you're at a construction site and you guys are coming to pave the driveway, and then all of a sudden people are just not working anymore because they're staring at these chicks, or they're falling off of stuff, hurting themselves.
Okay.
You need a really big liability insurance policy to be able to withstand that company.
Are you really that goo-goo gaga for like hot girls?
No, but people on construction sites are going to be. It's like something foreign. Think about something, when you see something foreign, you get intrigued by it, right? So if you see something that doesn't happen all the time, so you see a really nice car drive down the road, you're going to turn your head and look because it's not something you see every day. Mm-hmm. If all of a sudden you see a bunch of good-looking women show up on a construction site, you're gonna look.
I kind of like boobies outside.
Yeah.
Kind of like that?
Yeah, exactly like titties outside. Outside's not the natural titty environment. So when you see titties out of their natural habitat, you're like, holy shit. That's way better.
Okay.
It'd be the same thing.
That makes sense, I guess. But I still feel like, how good would that be? You're just driving by and you see...
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
A sweaty, hot woman.
I mean, well, yeah, I guess that's some people's flavor, I guess. I mean, you could also just start this company when you go into construction, well, like you're driving into construction and it's a road, just like a normal 1-lane road on each side, and they have to stop the traffic and they have to hold the stop signs and tell you when to go to pass around stuff. Start right there. Hire those people out. Have the hot ladies doing the construction, just the stop signs, the stop and go signs.
Yeah.
Safer, and it'll give you something to look at, like you said.
That's a good idea. Good starting point.
Yeah, you just have all them ladies, and then you go and you pretty much, what's it called when you like give something, like a service to somebody, but it's for their company. Like you hire them out almost. There's a word for it.
Huh?
Listen, it's like when you hire, like you contract out almost, basically.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you do that. They would pretty much contract you to have the people come in and do the road signs for them.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Now they're not paying their guys to do it. Mm-hmm. That's more people that could work on that crew, because you're not going to have 2 people standing there all day doing nothing. $1 million idea.
Yeah, but my hot ladies are going to be expensive.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to be that expensive. Not as much as a union laborer doing nothing all day.
If they're as hot as they are in my head in real life, then they're going to be pretty expensive.
What are you thinking? Like Money-wise, how much money do you think they're going to get to stand there
What's
just to
what?
look good and turn a stop
What's
sign?
the average construction like road worker make?
Union, probably 30, 40
eyeball it.
bucks an hour, if
Okay,
not
then
more.
50.
Nobody
Fine,
in the
45.
world. No, you would have to start low, number one.
45.
It'd be like 20, 25 bucks.
No.
No, that's where you got to start. Because listen, you start there by doing that an hour. You build your name up. People aren't gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna go hire these hot chicks to do the stop signs over the dudes that I'm already having their work for and have to pay them more money. It doesn't make sense. They would just have their own people do it.
Yeah, but that's just like, think about UFC with the hot chicks holding the signs. We talk about this all the time.
Yeah, but that's their legitimate job.
How much money do they make? They could easily hire some nerdy intern to walk around the stage holding the sign for $0. They hire the hot chick. Why? Because they're good to look at.
Yeah, especially with the UFC, that's the stuff you like. But at a stop sign, a stop and slow sign on a highway, they're not going to be like, hey, we're going to pay you $50 an hour to stand here.
We'll see.
I'm telling you, it's not going to work. But I do think you have a pretty decent business idea.
God dang it, now we told everybody.
Yeah, you just got to dial it in a little bit. You got to figure out how to do it and when to do it.
Hot lady construction.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was my $1 million idea this morning. I was like, oh, I can't wait to tell Lance.
No, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Mm-hmm. It would make it nicer, except for the accidents, like you said, on the side of the road. But people would be into it. People would like it, and people would pay for it, I bet.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. Talking, though, about thoughts you've had. So this is going to sound a little morbid, but don't take it that way. Have you ever thought about, like, how you want to be buried? Not even necessarily buried, but, like, what you want to happen to you after you pass?
I hate this conversation.
It's not going anywhere bad, so don't make it depressing.
I would like to be cremated, and that's as far as I've gotten.
All right, perfect. Cremated. You ever think about how you wanted to be cremated? Because there's a new way, potentially, in Maine that you're going to be able to be cremated.
The only current way that I know is you put in the furnace thingy.
You remember when we were watching Vikings back in the day?
Yes.
You know how whenever anybody ever dies in Vikings, that they put them in the boat with all the flammable stuff, they push them out to the water, somebody shoots the arrow, lights them on fire, so they basically get cremated without you keeping their stuff? Mm-hmm. You know you can probably be able to do that in Maine soon?
That's awesome.
Swear to God.
What?
They're passing a bill, potentially, to legalize you being able to be cremated in that way.
Specifically that way, being pushed
100%.
out to sea on a boat. I mean, I would imagine your family would have to pay for all of that, though.
Well, just like anything, you have to pay to be cremated. You have to pay to be buried.
That is awesome.
It says, the article I'm reading says, Maine may soon legalize Viking-style funerals so you can go out in the blaze of glory. Which is pretty cool. So it would be exactly that. You get put in a boat. Mm-hmm. You know, they would put the body, I think in Vikings, they were like putting on the body on top of like wheat or something flammable.
Yeah, probably.
And then like they made you that little like you laid down, burial little spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they'll push you out and then they'll have an archer come in with a flaming bow and set you on fire. It's the coolest thing I've ever heard. But apparently, more research into this, Maine's not the first place to do it. There's a place in the United States right now that you can actually have that happen to you.
Where?
Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Colorado will legitimately let you go out like that.
Okay, that's not that surprising because they're pretty. I feel like Colorado's a very like if you want to do something, you'll be able to do it in Colorado. You know what I mean?
I mean, they're ahead of a lot of stuff when it comes to legalizing things.
Yeah.
And that of the nature.
So this is cool, but the only thought I have is there's no environmental impact to this as far as the fish, the wildlife or anything like that. It's like it's just okay. The ash and everything doesn't impact.
I'm sure it doesn't. I mean, maybe. They didn't talk about anything like that in this article.
I'm just surprised there were like environmentalists aren't, saying anything about this.
But I mean, what's the difference? Like the ash is not going to be that bad. It's just going to be wood burning and then a body burning that is going to burn up to nothing. What's the difference between having ships sink in the ocean?
I was
It's the
just
same thing, you know what I mean?
it's
We're having traps out there
really.
that are all rusty and stuff like that, trapping stuff.
if a and that's not to say there's not a bunch of trash all over in our water sources anyway, but I'm just
It's
saying
everywhere.
if a boat sinks though, it's just a boat going down in one spot until like however long it takes to decompose. Whereas ash would be, I mean, it will scatter everywhere.
Yeah, but the ash hits the water, I'm pretty sure it goes away, doesn't it? Like, I'm pretty sure.
It dissolves into the water.
Yeah, okay. But it can't be worse for anything else that's happened in the water and it's happening in the water.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just a thought.
I think in Maine, though, so obviously this is going to, I think in both states, Colorado and Maine, but Maine, to be able to do it, I think you're going to have to own like 40 acres and live there for a certain amount of time to be able to have it happen. Because think about it. If not, if they don't give you some type of criteria for it, everybody's going to be like, when I die, ship me to Maine and shoot me away like that. Like I'm a fucking Viking back in the day.
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, I think it's true, though. Like, I feel like other than something completely unreasonable, you should be able to decide however the fuck you want to get buried or taken care of after you're dead. Like, why is there laws saying you can't do certain things?
What can't you do that you'd want to do?
Like this, for example, can't do it in New York, can't do it in Massachusetts, Florida, Georgia, Texas.
You can't even have a bonfire in New York right now.
There's burn bans every single place in the country, Lily.
Well, it's annoying.
And you could, how many times I gotta explain those to you?
What?
You could still have fires, they just can't be too huge. The backyard fires we would have would not be that big.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Pull out my tape measure? Every time I say, let's have a fire, you go, there's a burn ban.
Sometimes that's just because I'm not in the mood to do fires.
You're lazy.
And then sometimes, though, it's true.
Oh, my God.
It's true. I think it's 4 feet tall, so pretty much it has to be just under your height, and we'll be able to do it.
All right.
What?
4'10.5", buddy.
Okay.
And in the morning, I'm 4'11", or I mean 4'10 3/4".
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You will measure yourself every morning? How much do you shrink? A quarter and half a day? That's what you do?
People shrink throughout the day. That's a fact.
Yeah, but how do you know you shrink a quarter of an inch a day?
Because I went to the doctor first thing in the morning, like just last week, and he was like, "Oh, how tall you think you are?" I said 4'10.5". And he said, "You're actually 4'10 3/4". And I went, "Oh, that makes sense," because I thought I was 4'10.5". And if anyone measures me, it's you, and you measure me at night.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, but then realistically, think about it. So what would your actual height be then? 4'10.5".
I consider myself 4'10.5". I'm just saying I was 4'10 3/4 in the morning.
Yeah, but the
like,
majority of the time you're living is not in the morning.
You stretch as you sleep. Or like
you decompress
throughout the day.
Or whatever it is.
Your spine.
Yeah. You get compressed during the day, you decompress at night. It makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't have the weight of your body on your joints and structures throughout the whole day. Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
So I'm almost 4'11", okay?
Okay, so the fire can only be 10 inches shorter than you. And we'll be fine. So trust me, we don't have those type of fires in the backyard. Mm-hmm. It's more for bonfires and things of that nature is what a burn ban is for.
So how much is 40 acres? Is that a lot?
Good amount.
How many acres do we have?
Like a half.
Oh, my God.
So you need a decent amount? Yeah.
Holy crap. There's going to be nobody that's going to be able to do this. So we have to move to Maine, basically.
It's not that hard to get 40 acres. Like, it's not that much. Depends where you live. Obviously, you're not getting 40 acres in the city. Like, obviously, there's not 40 acres in the city anywhere.
When I think about Maine...
You go to somewhere rural like Maine.
Maine is rural?
A lot of it.
Wow. When I think about Maine, I think about very, like, small towns all over.
Yeah, rural.
No, like... a lot small towns, but a lot of them. So not a lot of, like, if I think about Maine, I don't think about farmland. I think about fish.
You don't have to have farmland, number one, for it to have land. You can just have land. Do you not know of this thing called trees and that nature that take up a lot of fucking area?
I don't know how many forests there are in Maine.
It doesn't even have to be forests. You drive up north anywhere and you see all the trees you fucking pass. It's not a forest. What forests do we have in New York? None of them.
I'm sure we have forests.
What? Where? You tell me where we have a forest.
In the Adirondacks.
maybe at best in the
There's
Adirondacks.
got to be forests there.
Yeah. You don't need to have a farm to be able to have 40 acres. A lot of people have, like even people I know have 40, if not more, and they use it for hunting. They buy all that land and it's hunting land. Like it's not easily attainable. I mean, you have to have money, but it also depends where you live. I mean, like the price of our house here where we live, and if you went up north to some other places, we could get, for the amount we pay for this, a house just as big, if not a little bigger, and probably 10, 15 acres for the amount we pay for this house. So it all depends where you live.
All right, my other question with this Viking style burial type deal. So would a regular funeral home do this, or would this
No,
be?
it's a certain company
Oh,
that's going
okay.
to be willing to do
It
it.
wouldn't be like you passed away and I can personally put you in the boat and set you on whatever lake of water or body of water I want to and set you ablaze.
No.
Okay.
No, there's a certain company.
They probably gotta have a license, all this kind of licensing stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't say the name of the place. It says typically goes all the way. No, yeah, it doesn't say. It just says the Undertaker. This Undertaker Service Organization.
Okay.
So they're not giving out the name of the people that would be doing it. But I mean, I'm sure, realistically, any funeral home could do it. But there's probably stuff you have to do, like go about to get it. Be able to do something like that.
Well, you clearly have to have some kind of probably a firefighter on site or something.
Yeah, you're gonna probably need a property that
What do
you
you
can do
call
it at.
those people? Pyrotechnics people?
What?
Pyrotechnic expert?
What are you talking about?
That would manage like a fire situation. Like that.
Firefighter, I would think. I
No,
don't know.
a firefighter would battle a fire and such.
Yeah, but those are also the people you
Someone
have.
who like manages fire,
Dude,
a
I don't
fire
know.
situation. I'm gonna look it up. Oh my
Okay,
lord.
look it up. I don't know. Why are you asking me? You don't
don't
even know.
know.
How are you giving me shit? You don't even know. Like what?
Because I just wanted you to know.
But no, you probably have to have your own like body of water to be able to do it. Like you probably can't go like, hey, I'm gonna go push you out in the ocean and do it. I'm sure you have to have some type of, not even that, or just specific clearances to be able to do it somewhere. I'm sure. You need a license for fucking everything nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got to go get certified somewhere to be able to do it.
Oh yeah.
Learn all the rules. But I'm sure pretty much anybody would be able to do it. It would probably just not the most cost-effective thing, because realistically, how many people are going to do it? You're going to pay all that money for all of this stuff, and who knows how many people are going to do it, because I guarantee it's expensive.
Yeah, but it is pretty cool.
Oh, it's awesome. If I had the opportunity when I died and they said, did you want this? I'd be like, fuck, yeah. Shoot me out like that in a blaze of goddamn glory.
Because as much as I don't like this topic, it makes me uncomfortable. Like, okay, you're buried, you're in a cemetery. If you are cremated,
Yeah.
you either have to pick a place for your family to spread your ashes, or they have to pick a place if it's unexpected, unfortunately, or they just hold on to your ashes forever. Like we were thinking about this with my mom, because obviously she passed away suddenly. We have her ashes. We have no idea where she would even want to be spread. So we just have them. And if we don't do it in our lifetime, that means her ashes would be passed on to our children. And how many generations are really going to hold on to ashes of someone they never even knew?
You would hope so, though. It's still family. It's still your mother's mother.
Yeah, but would you? Think about it. Would you hold on to someone's ashes
100%.
for 5 generations?
Multiple reasons why. You want to know why? Number one, just it's straight up disrespectful to get rid of somebody's ashes. Number one. Or do it in a way that they didn't want. Number two, the bad juju that would come up for fucking just getting rid of somebody's ashes, never mind a family member's, your life is going to be trash. You're going to be haunted. You're going to have nothing good come of your life. Everything you do that might be decent is going to get shot right down. Bad juju if you get rid of that kind of stuff.
If they didn't want to, then okay. But if they don't say, then you have to at some point figure out what to do with it.
Yeah, obviously. But
so this is something they get to make the decision. They know where their ashes are going to end up. Let's say they have a pond on their property. I don't know if you'd be able to do it on a pond, but if you could, your ashes are on that property forever.
I mean, that's another thing too, though. There should be no law about that at all on your own property. You own that fucking property when you passed. You should be able to do whatever you want, especially if it's still staying in your family. Nobody should be able to tell you that, hey, I can't go put so-and-so in a boat and go shoot an arrow at them until they catch on fire.
That's a little dangerous, so.
On the proper, obviously, I mean, this is still encompassing that you have the proper people around. You do it the right way. I'm not just saying I'm going to go get the fucking canoe and I'm going to go light one off. Like, no. You would do it the right way, but why can't, if it's their own land, and especially if it's staying in the family, there should be no question about being able to do it there. Anyway, there should be no laws about it anyways. It's ridiculous.
Well, I think that's probably
as long as it's done,
a good
obviously,
thing.
in a safe way.
Because imagine how crazy people would get.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
But, I mean, come on, a Viking-style burial would be sick.
That's pretty awesome. Or, like, I don't know if they could think of other traditional, I don't know.
But you know what?
Movies and things. I'm trying to think of something else.
I just thought about something, though. You were talking about the harm of the water with the ashes. You were just talking about burying people's ashes wherever, being spread apart. Wouldn't that cause the same amount of harm to whatever ecosystem you're putting it into now?
That's a lot less ash than a whole boat.
But it's still ash. You're still doing the same thing. I got to look this up now because I don't think it's going to be a bad thing.
And I think, that's a natural thing. That's bone that's being... Oh, but I guess it also mixes with the embers from the wood. Like if you put someone in a furnace, all the ashes fall down, and then they kind of just scrape it all and put it in a tub.
Yeah. I don't know.
Gross.
I'm saying, I don't know how it works. I just wanted to bring it up because when I saw that,
yeah, I mean,
it made me happy. I'm like, that is so fucking cool.
That's so cool.
And I don't even know how I didn't know until now that Colorado already allowed it. But like you said.
So we should look up Colorado now, and I bet there's pictures and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure there's videos.
If it's already been legal there.
Yeah, but it's also probably the thing that it's like, it costs $20,000 to do. Something ridiculous where not a lot of people are.
There are rich people out that way.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, how many people are really going to spend $20,000 on doing that? I would if I had it. Like, if we were well off and whoever was burying me, like, let's say I became a millionaire or something and I was well off. The family's going to be well off for everybody's lifetime. I'd be like, yeah, spend whatever it is. Drop $100,000, just send me out like a fucking Viking, please.
Well, ideally, you'd put the money away for your services.
That's what life insurance is for. Yeah. But that would be cool. I just wanted to bring it up. Because then it started reminding me of Vikings. And that was such a good show. And we always talked about how cool that was watching that show. Mm-hmm. Which we still haven't finished.
I was just going to say, we haven't even finished that.
No. I mean, because we overwatched that show.
Yeah,
we really did.
We watched a lot of episodes each night.
Yeah, I mean, we went through 4 or 5 seasons, whatever it is, in a month. I mean, I was sick of it.
Let's pick that up again.
Yeah, I was sick of it by the time we ended it. But it was such a cool show. Just anything from back in the day like that is such a cool show, seeing how stuff was so much different. Like that pirate show we started watching, but we haven't really got into. Just explaining the history of pirates.
And you know what was funny? It's what you don't realize. I was watching another movie the other day, and they were talking about that same treasure.
Yeah, that was lost on that boat.
The Spanish treasure, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it was a legitimate thing.
I was like, oh my God, we literally just watched this in the pirate show. How funny that it is real.
People went crazy for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it would be cool.
All right. This is going to blow your mind.
All right, I'm ready.
And if you've already heard about it, just pretend like you haven't and be excited with me because I was flipping over the moon when I heard about this on the radio this morning.
I'm excited.
There is a summer camp for adults.
Okay.
Okay? It's literally just like a huge party zone.
So
it's
keep going.
Incredible. Okay? It's called Camp No Counselors. Have you heard of this?
No, I have not.
I
like the name, though.
Yeah. So it's exactly what it sounds like. It's literally summer camp for adults. You go there. You have access to all the things that you would have if you were a kid going to summer camp.
So like canoeing and all that cool
Canoeing,
shit.
kayaking, archery, volleyball, any kind of sport you can think of. Kickball, arts and crafts, live music, talent show, everything. They have a counselor or someone directing each station. 3-day weekend. You literally just party
That's awesome.
with other adults. No kids, obviously.
That's awesome. Where is this at, number one?
So apparently they do multiple locations. This year they are doing one in New York.
When?
I don't know if they always do, but I had to look it up as soon as I got home.
Yeah,
and
when?
they have
Where?
one in New York. They've got a couple different dates. June 6th, I think. So whatever weekend that is, there's one in New York. And then there's another one. I want to say it is August something.
Where and how much money?
So the actual address is in Pennsylvania. So I'm wondering if it's right on the border of Pennsylvania and New York. Because it was
Might be.
about 2.5 hours.
Might be.
Which isn't that far. But
Well,
I was
PA from us is PA is more than 2.5 hours away.
no, I put it in the directions.
No way.
I think.
Well, I just know the little trip I'm going to go to. Well, I mean, I must be really far into Pennsylvania then. The little trip I'm going to go take coming up to PA with buddies from work is like 4.5 hours to get there. So we might be going all the way down to PA then.
Well, so
But that is awesome.
it is expensive.
Oh, it has to be though.
It was so one person they did have early bird, and it was like $6.50. So regular price is $7.50, but
Is that per person or like
per person.
Oh, jeez.
But they do have group discounts, and they also have military discount.
Okay.
I wonder if you could stack those suckers, military and group. That would be incredible.
I got a couple questions though, but you keep talking. I'm just trying to run them through my brain.
But I think one of the best parts. So when you get there that night, they apparently do a social thing, basically just
you
like
meet
a regular
everybody.
party. But on the very last day, they do an Olympics.
I was actually going to bring that up too because
How
what you were talking
fun!
about. It sounds awesome. What was that movie we watched recently?
Buddy games.
Buddy games. That's the first thing I thought of when you said adult. Whatever,
Yeah.
was the buddy games. Did you just go and compete against people? I got a couple questions. Maybe you can answer them.
Hopefully, I didn't do too much digging, but because I was getting too excited and I was like, I know we can't do it.
We might be able to though if you answer some of these questions and they're the answers I want to hear. Obviously, all inclusive. Then I would assume
All inclusive.
booze,
Booze, food, your
activities.
Yep, your lodging.
Okay, that's what I was gonna go ask.
You also can upgrade your lodging. So if you wanted better accommodations, I'm imagining it's just a regular cabin. I didn't look at the pictures or anything, but you can upgrade to something else. I can't remember.
It's just probably a nicer cabin, nicer
I'm sure.
amenities in it. But at that point, who gives a fuck? You're gonna go have fun with a bunch of people you don't know,
You're
or
going.
people you know.
You're going like it's summer camp.
Yeah,
So you'd expect to be in a bunk with all the people
It's
you
like-
go with.
it's like I don't get why people spend a whole shit ton of money on hotels when they go traveling somewhere for like a week. Like if you're having like a weekend getaway and like you want to have that nice like spa experience, then
Yeah.
do it. But like if you're going somewhere for a week that you've never been, how often are you going to be in that hotel? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like why not buy the 200 a night one over the 600 a night one? Like you're not going to be in there enough to be like, this is awesome. Like this is the best thing ever. So like no need to update the cabin. I wouldn't think.
So I get it when people go away somewhere getting their own room because they're going to want to bang, whatever, get freaky.
Yeah.
But you spend like so much less if you just split a room and get 2 beds.
Yeah, and just say, hey, you guys mind going to the bar real quick? I'm trying to get it in.
Or do it in the shower.
Yeah. But even then, just be like, hey, we want to have a little fun here. We're in a hotel. You
Yeah.
guys, we'll meet you at dinner. You're like, all right.
You and I would totally be like, yeah, let's split it. Yeah. But I feel like other people wouldn't be like that.
It also depends what you're doing. And nowadays, like the Airbnb days is like, you don't even have to worry about that now. You just find an Airbnb somewhere. Like when we went to South Carolina, we all had our own rooms. Well, each couple had their own rooms and stuff. But no, let's keep talking about that fucking place because I'm excited about it.
I know.
Number one, we can't do it this year. Just for the sole fact, I don't care about the money. We can come up with the money. The sole fact is I need to train.
Oh, yeah.
I'm winning the fucking Olympics.
That's what I was going to say, too. I was like, man, Lancer's going to be really competitive, but I don't know if he can cut it.
Oh, I can. Well, it depends what's in the Olympics. I'm pretty good at a lot of stuff.
It didn't give a list. I mean, I'm sure it's the typical things. I'm sure
like
there's
canoe
a race.
races.
Yeah, I'm sure there's.
Three-legged races
I know
and
I
shit.
saw like that wheelbarrow thing where you hold the person.
Yep.
which I've been working on this upper body, so
Perfect.
we could tackle that.
Yeah. We would do pretty good at that. But that would also be awesome. Like, are you drinking the whole day while doing these activities? That would be so fun to watch drunk people do some of this shit. Like, even if, like, you wanted to take a break at one of the activities.
Yeah.
And you just sat, like, wheelbarrow racing when people are drunk would be the most fucking entertaining thing I've ever seen. Especially if it was all, like, couples, too.
Yeah.
You know how mad people would be getting at each other, too? Stumble, get drunk,
we
drop
would
your
end
old
up
lady on your
fighting.
face or something. It'd be perfect. No, but that's the only reason why I got to train. Like, I'm winning.
Yeah.
And I got to become more social if that's the point. Like, I'm a social enough person when drinking. When I'm not drinking, get the fuck away from me.
Well, most people are pretty.
But, you know, I got to get a little more social. Because if you're going to, like, a big place like that.
And you only know. You'd have to go with a group, though. I don't know how many it is for a group. I want to say it's only 4.
But that's perfect, having just 4 people.
Yeah, and if you had, maybe it's more. If you have more, I don't know.
It's perfect for teams, and it's perfect to, you have somebody there, but it's also, now you want to go hang out with other groups. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Is it even happening this year, though, because of COVID?
Yes.
Like, how are you going to regulate that?
I have no idea what they're doing. I have no idea.
It's probably one of those things.
Their early bird is already sold out.
It's probably one of those things where you have to
COVID
get
test.
tested, and like how, like, some of them certain little islands and stuff, like the little island getaways make you get tested when you get there. And things of that nature.
So realistically, what would it be for both of us?
$1,500.
$1,500, and that's if we didn't do the early bird. So if we did the early bird, it would be $1,300. But
Yeah.
you think about it, 3 days, all inclusive food, drinks, activities.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for a hotel. It's not that bad.
It's not that
Just
bad.
3 days is a little shitty, though. Like, I wish it would have been like 4 or 5. Because, you know, like 3 days is like,
Goes by
I feel like,
that.
I feel like it's
It's
not
the
that
weekend.
much, you know? Yeah, it's like you took a Friday off and you got to go back to work on Monday. You know, like, it's just,
Yeah.
because I feel like, too, like, I feel like it takes a couple days for people to really, like, not get along, but, like, become really friendly. Like, you're going to meet people that first night, but then you're also going to hang with your group for the whole first night, for the most part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to get there, you're going to be friendly, but you're going to be a little standoffish, too. Like, you're not going to be fully mingling. The second day, everybody's going to get drunk. You have a real big party. You meet a bunch of people. You guys become friends. Yada, yada, things of that nature. And then the next day, you got to go home.
Then
You know what I
stay
mean?
in contact, and you go next year, and you have it every year.
Yeah, but for only 3 days. But then that's the thing, too. You meet a bunch of people that like that same shit as you.
Yeah.
The same thing like that. You make the buddy games, basically.
Yeah.
Which would be
Basically.
awesome. Because that movie wasn't the best movie I've ever watched. Like, plot-wise
the
and how it
idea.
was. But the idea was amazing. It was such a good idea.
Yeah. It was.
They could have done a lot better with the movie, though. But
And it wouldn't be hard to do in real life.
well, one issue. You need a lot of friends to have the buddy games.
Not necessarily. You could do it with however many you wanted.
No, you need at least like 8 people for the buddy games.
That
6 to 8
commit
people.
to it and do it every year. Yeah.
That's the hard part. Not even like you could find the people to do it, but getting everybody to commit and actually be into it. Like you have to find people that, number one, are trustworthy, and number two, like all of that stuff too. But that'd be such a fun idea.
Yeah.
But it would be so hard to find people to commit to it.
Yeah, probably.
But I'm not opposed to
when you-
starting the buddy games.
When you bring it up, they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then when it comes time to actually contribute
Like, I'm gonna go-
financially,
like, I'm going to go try to book the cabin now. Like, where's your guys' money?
yeah.
But that's the thing, though, that it's like, let's say we were planning it we want to do it every June when it wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. You would have to plan it a year ahead and be like, you have this amount of time to get me my money. And then next year, as soon as buddy games are over, you start getting the money again. Because that way you can just put $100, $200 each paycheck away until you have the money and say, here it is.
It's not a bad idea.
It's a pretty good idea.
You could book well in advance. So you could book and say, okay, guys, we have it, this, and this.
You have 2 months
You know,
to come up with the money.
I'll get everything. You don't have to do any planning. I'll get it together. All you got to do is show up.
Yeah. It'd be awesome. You find a cabin somewhere on a lake like they did where not a lot of people are around you. And that's the thing, too. If you find the right people that
That'd be
like
wicked.
doing that outdoorsy kind of shit, too, It's not going to be a lot of money trying to figure out activities, though. Like, some people would have certain things they could bring. You know, like each couple would end up having something that they all bring. Obviously, you got to go with food and drinks, but that's obvious.
But you know what? You don't even have to do only outside. You can also do inside things. So what do we always play when we get together? We always play Kings. Yeah. That would be one of the games.
Yeah, for like the inside night stuff when it gets too dark to be outside. But you want that, like, you wake up, get ready, and you go just have fun all day kind of thing. Competition, too. Now, you're not a big competition person. That's why I don't know if the buddy games would necessarily be for you. But I'm all about competition.
Yeah, but if it comes to beating you, that might work because you think you're out.
Oh, I'm cocky. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm cocky. Yeah. Like I said the other day playing cornhole, I think if I actually trained, I could go professional in cornhole. Yeah.
Everybody hear how cocky this man is.
Make my fucking words. I think if I actually trained, I could go professional in cornhole.
You make one shot on the first try when boobs are on the line, and you think that you're all that.
Number one, viral TikTok almost we made. Number two, like I said that day, I've been consistently good and pretty much beat everybody for the most part playing cornhole for the past however many years I've been playing cornhole. When only playing it at the bar and when we were out somewhere, and I was pretty dominant. You can't. That's not even being too cocky. You got to admit, I was always pretty dominant.
I fully admit, and you only lose because I'm your partner. That's
sometimes.
The truth.
No,
I'm woman enough to admit it.
Sometimes too, but I've been. You have to say I've been pretty fucking good playing cornhole, and we finally got cornhole for the house this year for the first time. So if I actually came home from work and committed to throwing bags each night for an hour, I'm pretty sure I could go pro.
That's what I need to do. I suck.
I'm pretty sure I could be good enough. I watched the the pros videos on TikTok. I'm like, I could do that if I just practiced more. I was like, I have the understanding of cornhole enough to be good at it if I put the work in. Just saying.
You crack me up. No, I mean to be good because you winning would motivate me to beat you next year, and then you losing. I'd be like, I don't know this fool. He's a loser.
And we could have a rivalry all year at the house.
Yeah.
But that would be one of the games for sure at the buddy games. Not even because I'm pretty good at it, but cornhole is just nobody doesn't like cornhole.
No. I don't like it if I'm playing. I'm not someone that wants to play 8 hours of cornhole.
No, but we never do. Sure. You play unless you're doing like a tournament
couple
style.
Rounds, take a break. Couple rounds, take a break. That's what I want to do. I don't want to just boom, boom forever.
Usually, though, when you're playing with just like friends and stuff, it's either you play a game or two and then you take a break, like you said, or if you have enough people there, you play a game or two until you lose, and then people keep picking it back up. Granted, then sometimes you do the tournament style ones where you play a little bit more cornhole, but you always have a couple of games in between to sit down and relax before.
That bullseye bucket is pretty darn fun too.
Bullseye bucket is very fun.
That is really fun. That brings back your hacky sack days, I can tell.
Yeah, and
pull out your old
I'm not good at not defending, but being the person trying to hit it in. Actually, I'm not really good at that. I'm a lot better at throwing though.
Yeah, you're good at throwing.
But sometimes I get really good shots on it with like you said, the old hack techniques.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really not the best at that end of the spectrum on it, and I'll admit that fully. And I'm not even the best at throwing. I have good games and bad games. There's no in between. I'm either nailing it and doing amazing, or I'm not even hitting the buckets at all.
Yeah.
There's no in between with me in that game.
I want to practice at ladder ball this year because I feel like I was really good last year.
That's a game you for sure can beat me in every time.
And I want to perfect those skills this year.
We should. We just have to buy the balls again.
So we'll just get good at everything that we want
Yard games.
To have the buddy games be.
Yeah.
And then we'll dominate, fully.
But that's the thing, too. Like, we could sprinkle in a bunch of other random stuff, too, into it, though.
Oh, yeah.
Which would be super fun. You know what? We need to start the buddy games.
We could do a race.
I'm not even going to say this, too. I mean, if we ever did start the buddy games, we can make some pretty good videos about it, too. Hire somebody. Think about it. You know how cool it would be if you hired somebody just to take videos of the whole thing?
Professional photos.
And well, videos too. You hire the
Yeah.
person for the weekend. Everybody goes in on it. Couple $100 you spend on the person to come take videos and stuff of you.
Yeah.
Or even if you do it on just like the one big day, like championship day.
Like the Saturday or whatever.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The championship day that you do it, you have somebody come in, professional style recording and stuff. You know how cool
Yeah.
that'd be to look back on?
It really would.
Do you know how much shit you could talk to after that?
Well, yeah, you could have the Shiva.
I was going to say, yeah, it'll be a
Create
Shiva.
the Shiva.
Yeah. That's the thing. You would have to create some type of forum to, have a leaderboard on, basically, in
that?
a chat room.
And talk smack.
Yeah. I said this idea forever ago, and I said I wanted to
What's the
do
platform?
the Drinker's Cup, remember?
What's the platform?
You could do anything. I was just thinking Reddit because that's something I know. You can make a private community on Reddit
Or
where everybody
Facebook.
can post.
Can you do that on Facebook?
Yeah, but not everybody has Facebook.
Basically, I'm the only person in the world aside from
Yeah.
Julie and Alicia.
Yeah, but then you could do that too. But those might be
There's
people
three
that are in
people
it.
in the world that don't have Facebook inside.
You could do that, but that's like when I was talking about wanting to do the drinking games competition as a bracket
Which
style.
is basically the same thing. The
Yeah.
Drinker's Cup.
But that's just a more frequent thing and just at somebody's backyard. I just wanted to do that to have an excuse to drink beer all day, play yard games, and barbecue. Like that was the only reason why I'm like that would be a good idea.
Yeah, I know. It makes me feel like a kid, though, thinking about it. Thinking about that camp. Someday, we should do it.
No, that's something that we got to figure out the group size, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to figure out a year to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like plan for like 2 years. So that way everybody can get their shit together. There can be no excuses.
Get that money together.
Yeah. Get the money up front. You know what I mean? So that way they can't back out at the last minute because they already have the money invested.
You could take one car.
Yeah, depending on how many people.
Yeah.
The groups are. But then we can get a bunch of groups to go. It'll be us. We can get, any of the friends up here, camp to go and get anybody.
Yeah,
It'll be a great time.
I know.
And then I think doing that, though, would spark everybody to want to do it every year, but not necessarily do that every year.
Do something.
So, AKA buddy games. Everybody would want to do it after that, I think.
Well, buddy games would be cheaper.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And even if it isn't that, well, it'll be cheaper for everybody, but even then, like, it'll be funner at some point for it to just be you and your close friends to do it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily have to deal with, like, random people all day, every day. Which would be cool, though,
That's
because like
okay,
you said.
too. Like, you had a great time at Firefly.
Yeah, but I also wasn't competing against people at Firefly. And
You also weren't sober at all.
yeah, well, who the fuck
3
is
days.
sober at Firefly? The whole point of it's not to be. You want to know what picture Jim always brings up, though?
The nipple one.
The nipple one. I don't know how the fuck he got the nipple picture, but he did.
How did he get that?
Somebody must have tagged me in it on Facebook or something, so it showed up that I've been tagged in photos. So he saw it.
Oh, my. It must have
He
been.
has it saved on his phone.
Because I took that. I have that on my phone.
Yeah.
I look at it often.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
But I tell him all the time, I go, yeah, just having a good time. He's like, oh, you can tell. I go, yeah, I was having
What
a
does
good
he
time.
say?
Yeah, he just brings it up sometimes. Like today, we were at a casino, and the only person they put nightlife on their badge was mine for some reason. And Jim said, oh, they must have saw the nipple picture too then. I'm like, fuck you. But it's true. They could have. I was like, it's on the internet. You found it somehow. I didn't send it to you.
Because you just have this look of someone that
Parties?
just drinks a lot.
Yeah, I party. I have a good time.
Even when we met, you had this look about you.
I haven't changed. 5.5 years later, this
Yeah.
guy hasn't changed.
Listen, you're lucky I talked to you that night.
No, I was good. I mean, I was drunk. Granted, in my defense, though, we were drinking all day at the beach. I had no clothes with me. I was still in my bathing suit.
That was not a bathing suit.
That's what I wore in the water as a bathing suit. It was just shorts.
It was regular clothes.
No, it wasn't because I didn't change.
You
We
had
didn't go home.
khaki shorts.
Then I must have had to change the clothes in the car because we left from the beach. Because Daryl said, now we're going up there. We're just a long ways away from the fucking beaches in Watertown. So he's like, we're just going up there. None of us had anything on us. He's like, we're going there, and we spent the whole fucking weekend. That was on a Friday, and we stayed till almost Monday morning. So I didn't even have a phone charger. I had no clothes. Lucky I even had my wallet with me. Mm-hmm. So I must have had those shorts in his car because I was wearing the same shirt as on the beach.
Yeah.
I was burnt.
Unless you just went in your khaki shorts in the water.
No, I wouldn't have done that. I probably had them on me to change because more than likely it was that because I don't like sitting in a car wet afterwards.
No, it's the worst.
So I probably brought regular pants just to change into when we were done. Mm-hmm. But I didn't bring another shirt because who cares? Your shirt dries way quicker than your pants do. I don't care what anybody says.
No, that's true.
Your shirt is way quicker than your... And I wear underwear into the water. Because you never know when your pants are going to come down. I don't need it dangling in the wind in the water when I come back up. So I always wear underwear.
One time, you just made me think of this. One time when I was in middle school.
Jesus, you all right over there?
I just remember. So we had a pool in middle school, and I never had a bathing suit growing up. Never. I always had to wear shorts and like a tank top. The gym teacher yelled at me every single day. I'm like, I don't have a bathing suit. I don't know what you want from me. My mom won't buy me a bathing suit. This is what I'm wearing. So I had on just these really big shorts. And you know how some like swimming moves you have to kick off the wall? So
they came right off.
I didn't wear underwear. Kicked off the wall. My shorts came off.
I'm sure you learned
she
after
saw
that day.
Everything. I know she did.
Yeah, if it came off, they're going to be able to see. It's clear water. I mean, everybody around you probably saw it. I bet you have learned from that mistake.
I mean, I have a bathing suit now that I'm an adult, so I don't wear underwear underneath it, but...
Yeah, but at least it's supposed to be tight on you. Meant to actually work like it needs to. Well, I've had that happen a bunch of times, though. Like, you jump into the pool, and next thing you know, you're naked.
You're like, bloop.
You're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
I've had that before. Luckily, it was in my pool when we were growing up. I would go off the diving board, and I would dive, then all of a sudden, I'm naked. Because I would hit the water, and my pants would just fly right off. Luckily, that was usually when I was by myself.
I was going to say, I hope your mom wasn't in there with you.
Or friends. I mean,
or your grandma.
It's happened around friends before.
Well, boys are naked in front of each other all the time.
No, we're not. I feel like women, if anything, are more open about it. Like, dudes don't mind being naked, but like, if there's the option to not be around each other when you get naked, like, we're taking it. Like, women like try on clothes and shit together. Like, dudes would never do that. I'd be like, walk out and I'll tell you how you look. Like, I'm not gonna be like, yo, strip down and let me see you put these pants on.
Yeah, or like if one of the girls are in the bathroom doing something, the other one will just come in.
Mm-hmm. Men are not like that. Mm-hmm. Now, if you have to, you're in a locker room or something, you're changing, like, all right, whatever, it is what it is. But there's never like, hey, you want to come in and we can get changed? Like, it's not that kind of thing. I feel like women do that.
Yeah.
No. So you guys
women
are
don't do things
about
alone for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. Always need company to doing everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I get some stuff, though. Like out in public, going to the bathroom or something. I get that. But like...
especially at a bar.
No, I absolutely understand that kind of stuff. But... I mean, dudes go to the bathroom, too, sometimes. But that's usually just because they're like, hey, I'm going to go take a piss real quick. You're like, oh, I've been holding it. I'll go, too. Not like that you guys are going... Or it's just sometimes you don't realize you have to piss when you're having a good time. And then somebody says it, and you're like, oh, I got to go, too, actually.
Do you guys talk in there?
It depends who you're with. Yeah. You have some talk sometimes.
What does that mean?
It just depends who you're with. Like, you're not going to go in there and talk to a random guy in there, but like, you go with a buddy.
You're with someone in your group, and you go pee together.
Yeah. I'm not going to stare you in the eyes when we're talking. About? Whatever's happening then. Like, we don't...
Weather?
No, you just talk about whatever. If we're already having a conversation to the bathroom, the conversation continues in the bathroom. We're not going to be staring at each other talking, but we'll be doing our business and talking, and you'll hear each other.
Okay. Interesting.
That's all.
Do you stand next to each other, or do you put a thing in between?
Urinal in between if you have the chance, and if you don't, you stand next to each other like grown fucking men.
Weird.
I mean, it's just courtesy. Like, who wants somebody this close to them while they're peeing? Like, whether like it's not even about like even if you don't see anything. Like, who wants that? Why do you want to be shoulder to shoulder to me while I'm peeing?
Well, let's say I'm in our bathroom. Let's say I can't hold it. one girl is on the toilet, I would pee in the tub right here. I wouldn't mind.
I mean, yeah.
Or
But,
like if we pee outside, you pee next to each other.
yeah, I don't know why. I saw you guys do that one day. I'm like, why are they next to each other? I go, all of this area.
What are we gonna do? Go all the way down the road?
No, all of this
All the way
area,
down
though,
the
and you
yard.
guys were a foot in between each other. I go, the splash might be hitting each other at this point. I mean, granted, you guys were over to the left in front of me, and I was pissing off the deck. But it is
You
what
were
it
there
is.
first, man.
Actually, you guys weren't. I was dick in hand pissing when you guys walked out, saying you guys were going to as well.
So
So don't say you guys were there
anyway.
first. No, I don't care at all.
you
But
don't
don't say
control
you were
the
there
outside
first.
pee area.
No, I pee out the deck all the time.
Girls have a thing with peeing outside when they're drinking.
Probably liberating. You're
They
not used
just-
to doing it. I love peeing outside.
Something about it.
Dick in the wind, perfect.
Yeah.
Feels good. It's nice. It's one of
See-
those things we were talking about earlier. Call back to earlier. It's something you're not supposed to do, so it feels better. Pissing outside feels better because it's not something you usually do or something you really should be doing. It feels better.
Well, I don't think it's a big deal for people to pee out, for men to pee outside. I can't just pull down my trousers and go pee.
I can't just whip my dick out and piss wherever I want.
It's easier for you.
Yeah, obviously, but it's still like I'm not. Well, I do piss outside a lot at work, but it's like not an everyday thing. So when you do it, you're like, "This is nice," especially on like a decently cool night, not where it's cold, but you have like that, like a summer night where you have that nice like little chill of a wind come in. Like it's nice. It feels good, and it's something you're not supposed to be doing. A little taboo thing makes you feel better about it. Especially for women, I bet you guys really like it. You guys probably don't. You don't do it nearly as much as I do.
I don't know why we like it. Because it's not like a liberating thing for me. I think just,
I mean, I pissed outside
don't know.
twice today,
I just don't know.
and it's nice. It's just as good every time that you do it. Pissing outside. I'm sorry. I did it twice today, and I enjoyed each time.
I'm happy for you that you have the option.
You do too, if you really tried.
All right. I feel like this whole time has been nothing but laughter and happiness.
Yeah.
So, do you want to hear about some things that should make you smile?
Yeah, we'll see how well that
Wholesome
works.
things, cute things.
Okay.
Okay, this is a good one. American alligators, southern white rhinos, gray whales, and giant pandas have all been removed from the endangered species list in the last few years due to population increases.
Well, that's good.
Isn't that
Anything
really
being
good?
non-endangered anymore is good.
Doesn't that make you smile? Pandas are so cute.
And really doofy.
They are doofy. They're clumsy.
You ever see the video of the pandas going down the slide?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite videos ever.
They're super cute. All these things made me smile because you know how I am.
You smile at everything, though, so we'll see
really
if they
do.
make me smile.
That's like my signature thing. Aww. Okay. This is cute. Swiss law dictates that guinea pigs cannot be kept in isolation. You have to have at least 2 of them so they have someone to socialize with. Aww.
Yeah,
You got a little smile.
More of it's just like, I guess, I don't know, are they not good on their own or something? Why is it just guinea pigs?
Yes. It's not... That was just talking about guinea pigs. Other animals are like that too. Like,
So, like, you have to have 2 bunnies?
is it finches that you're not supposed to have one of? You're supposed to have more than one finch because they get lonely.
No idea. I've never had
Okay.
any of these weird animals growing up.
Well, think about how lonely you would be just living by yourself every day.
I don't know. I mean, I'd be lonely, I guess, but it wouldn't kill me. I'd be okay.
You'd be lonely. All
I
right.
just said I would be lonely.
Okay.
I'm not lying.
This one's cute. Dogs purposely sneeze when play fighting to show it's not a serious fight.
That is kind of cute.
Because you can totally imagine Porter doing that.
Yeah.
He does that when him and I are playing.
Yeah.
He sneezes.
Makes sense, though.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, we're just goofing around.
Yeah, we're just playing.
Don't take me seriously.
Yeah. I mean, but you can just look at a dog, too, and they'll know they're play fighting. But
Yeah.
it's cute that they're trying to signal it to you.
Yeah, they're like, hey,
just so
by
you
the way.
know. That one's pretty cute, though. That one got a smile out of me.
This one makes sense, but you don't think about it. Blind people smile despite having never seen someone smile before.
Yeah,
So that
obviously.
just shows you innately know to smile when you're happy. That makes me smile.
You don't
Why
have
is that?
you don't have to see somebody else smile to be like, hey, I got to smile. Like if you're happy, you smile. It triggers the stuff in your brain to make you say, hey, I'm happy, and happiness causes smiling.
But what's interesting about that is they've never ever seen someone smile. They would never know someone was smiling.
Yeah, but your brain triggers your mouth to then smile because you're happy.
Yeah, which is funny. You smile when you're happy, no matter what.
Yeah, I guess.
It's cute. It's cool. All right. You're just not a happy person.
No, I'm just saying, like, you're like, it's weird that blind people smile.
I didn't say it's weird. I said it's flippin' cute, man.
Obviously, they can smile.
All right, this one is so cute. I keep saying cute. Each year, the Netherlands sends 20,000 tulip bulbs to Canada as a thank you for aiding in World War II. How nice is that?
I guess it's nice, yeah. It's a nice gesture.
Yeah, that's really nice. That says a lot about them, I think.
That they also wouldn't be a country, probably, if they weren't helped, I'm sure. That's why they do it. But good for them.
But the fact that they're doing that every single year since World War II, how many years is that?
A lot of 50-something, 60-something. If I was Canada, I would just be like, can you just send the money instead? Do you know how much?
You are so you.
But do you know how much 20,000 tulip bulbs probably cost, and then probably cost to ship because you have to keep them alive on the shipment?
That's not the point. It's the gesture.
It's a gesture. It's nice.
It's a gesture. Okay, there's a squirrel named Twiggy that learned how to water ski.
I saw the videos of that thing, and it's awesome. Yes. Have you ever seen the videos?
No, I'm gonna look.
You got to watch the videos. They're super awesome, actually. Because, like, you can train dogs and stuff. I never knew you could train a fucking squirrel to do something. Makes sense, though. You could realistically train any animal. You just got to learn how to do it. Like, people train bears, lions, tigers.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, you can train anything.
As long as they have the brain capacity for it. I'm sure some animals don't.
Yeah. You can train whales, dolphins, sharks. I mean, you can train anything.
Well, dolphins are really smart.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like...
Pigs are really smart.
Yeah, but...
Pigs are smarter than dogs. Which is so gross to think about.
How they like dogs don't necessarily have to go fend for themselves in the wild like pigs usually do.
Because we don't eat dogs, we eat pigs. Because
dogs
pigs
are pets,
smarter than
pigs
dogs.
Are food.
Pigs can absolutely be pets. I wanted a pig.
I know my mother had one at some point in her life.
Yeah.
As one of those, what are they called? Little
pot belly. I don't want to talk about it because I want one.
Teacups or whatever they're called. She had one of them growing up.
One day I want to farm, and my animals won't be for eating. They'll be for me to go outside and play.
And then you would get another one after we ate that other one.
We're not going down this track. That is so gross.
What's the point?
They become family at that point.
Yeah, but what's the point? Exactly. But what's the point of spending all of this money to raise animals to not get something out of it?
A cow gives you milk.
You don't drink milk, number one. You're lactose intolerant, number two.
I can
number
take a dairy
three,
pill.
I don't like milk.
I could take a dairy pill.
You know what I like, though?
I could churn ice cream and sell it.
You know what I like, though?
I could make cheese and sell it.
I like brisket.
All right. Okay. We're moving on from that. I already knew this one, but cats headbutt you as a way of telling you that they trust you, which, is so cute.
Gross.
Miss Marsh, it goes like this.
Gross.
You probably already knew this one, that penguins mate for life.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
You ever see how thick a coat of feathers on a penguin is?
No.
It's like this thick. Look at my fingers. It's probably like 2 inches thick.
How do you know that?
I saw a picture where they had the skin and the stuff off of a penguin. I'm assuming that died. Like they had like a little. Jesus. It was like an educational thing that showed because they cut it up right so you could actually see the feathers in between the skin layers. Because they have 2 skin layers. They have their outside skin layer and then they have feathers and then their inside skin layer. And it was showing how thick their coats actually are.
Weird.
Probably like 1 inch to 2 inches thick.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, they're in the freezing.
Yeah, but you never think about it because when you see them, it doesn't look that thick because you don't know what's actually underneath them. Mm-hmm. Like underneath their first layer of skin. Because if you look at the first layer of skin, it's just small little hairs. Almost like a dog almost. Mm-hmm. Like where it's just not there. You don't realize that they have a ton of insulation underneath them. Like obviously they have to. Like you said, they live in frigid places, but... Mm-hmm. It's just cool to see.
To segue here, did you ever see March of the Penguins?
Yeah, it was one of the saddest movies
I was
ever.
just gonna say that was sad.
That's one sad one.
You wanna know why? I think Morgan Freeman's voice is what does it there.
Yeah, he can make you sad, happy, angry. He can make you want to fight. He can make you want to
Although
love.
I don't know, some of them losing their egg is just
Yeah, it was a sad movie, but that's reality, and that's what also made you sad. No, that's just reality. Like Marley and Me. Super sad.
I haven't seen that.
What?
I'm not watching it either because I already know what's gonna
The
happen. I know the dog's
saddest
gonna die.
It's not even that. Like, no, going into it knowing the dog's gonna die. Yeah, sad, but not Marley and Me sad. That's such a sad fucking movie.
And isn't that based on a true story?
Probably. I watched it once and cried.
I
never watched it again.
I watched probably a quarter or a half. I'm not sure because I saw when she lost the baby and she came home and cried on. She came down immediately, laid on Marley and started crying. And maybe that's as far as I got. No, because I know they had a baby, a couple babies.
Well, you'll just watch it. You'll
not
figure it
watching
out and
that.
watch it.
Some things I can't do, and that's one of those
It's
things.
super sad. If you're ever in the mood to cry, that's the movie to cry
I
to.
cry at everything, and you know this.
It's ridiculous. You cry at not even sad stuff.
We should keep a list of stuff that I cry at, because the stuff that I cry at is...
Yeah, we just need to start watching those movies, and I can make that into a pretty funny video of you crying at movies you shouldn't be.
I always try so hard not to, and then I always end up looking at you and going, dang.
Yeah. But you think
Tears
that I didn't know you were...
down my face.
You'd think, though, that I didn't know you were already crying when you were here. No, I'm not. I'm fine. What are you talking about? It's not that sad.
Give me some popcorn.
Yeah. I'm not crying. Yeah, the fuck you are. Your face is soaking wet because of this. I've seen it.
Okay, you didn't cry with Schitt's Creek.
I actually didn't know. I don't.
Did your
I
eyes
only,
water?
No. I only cry at actually sad stuff. The ending of Schitt's Creek was sad, but they did it in like a happy way. So I was like, good for them. It was good.
All right, what'd you cry at? What's that movie you want me to watch?
American Sniper? No. I was sad.
What's the last movie you cried at? March of Penguins?
Marley and Me, probably, when I was a child.
You're lying.
Swear to God,
Some movies, then you know what that means? That means the movie didn't hit you good enough. Or you weren't paying attention.
No, there's been a million movies that hit me good enough. I'm just not a crier.
Because there are some good movies out there.
No, absolutely. I'm just not a crier when it comes to things. And I only cried at Marley and Me because I was young when Marley and Me came out. If I watch it now, I don't think I would cry. I'd be sad, but I wouldn't cry.
Oh, you know what movie really, really gets me? Radio.
Radio's a good one.
Radio, just something about it.
You cry at everything, though.
I do. I know.
That
Let's get
can't be
off this
expected.
sad crap. Man, the whole point of this was I want to talk about wholesome stuff.
We could make a website about movies, about sad movies, and would have a Lily cry meter, and it would see how sad it was.
All right.
Just saying, it would be a good business venture. We were talking about business ventures.
This is good.
It's like Rotten
this is
Tomatoes.
one you'll like. It's a little long, but
Well, then get to it then.
okay. A man named Jarrett Adams spent nearly 10 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. He spent that decade researching his case and studying the law in the prison library and was able to have his conviction successfully overturned in 2007. Mm-hmm. He then went to earn a bachelor's degree and attend law school, which he graduated from in 2015. He went on to take a case for a man wrongfully convicted of rape in 1990 and was able to get his sentence overturned as well based off wrongfully identified DNA from a hair sample. Adams now continues to find cases similar to his and uses everything in his ability to prove wrongfully convicted individuals innocent.
Yeah, that's smart. I like when people do stuff like that.
That is amazing to me.
On the
Absolutely amazing.
Actually, I saw a video. I guess there's a book that's banned from... Well, there's a bunch of books that are banned from prison, but one that's specifically, I would say specifically, like the ocean. Banned because it pretty much tells you all of your rights as an inmate, or as something like that. It like tells you all the laws and all of your rights.
They can't deny that from you, can they?
Sure they can. Sure they can. I don't know why it is. Like, don't quote me on this. I know it has something to do with that where it teaches you more than you should be able to know. Mm-hmm. And they banned it, but they had people you were grandfathered into it if you bought the book before they banned it. So they couldn't take it away from you. They just wouldn't let prisons get them anymore.
Okay.
It was pretty much about that, like how you can help yourself out.
I guess.
And a lot of people, not necessarily got themselves off like that I did, but learned about it, helped people, figured stuff out. Just made them understand it more.
Why wouldn't you want that, though? Why wouldn't you want people to know their rights and figure out?
Because it's all a money game?
How to,
it's all a money game, that's
free
all it is?
themselves if they're wrongfully convicted.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, see how that they don't allow it anymore because realistically, when you break the law, you're essentially giving your rights up because you broke the law.
No, you 100% do.
So, I mean...
No, that's the thing. They can regulate anything you do in prison. They can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because, like you just said, the second they put cuffs on you, you gave up your rights.
Yeah. But, good for him for turning his life around. He certainly did that. And he's helping others. Which I was like, that's really great.
No, I like hearing that kind of stuff,
Okay. This will be the last one. Which is just adorable.
Okay.
Okay. The voice actors of Minnie, who's Russie Taylor, and Mickey
Minnie?
Mouse.
Oh, okay. I was
Yep.
going to ask.
Who's Wayne Alwine, were married in real life. Until he passed away, unfortunately. He passed away in 2009. But they were married in real life.
That's pretty cute.
They were husband and wife.
I always wonder that, too. Like, did they get married before that, or did they
I know.
fall in love? Because I was thinking about that with TV shows. Like, if you're with somebody for 8 seasons doing something, which is realistically like 8 years, you guys are acting like you're in love. Mm-hmm. And loving each other on camera. Like, how do you not fall in love with somebody?
Well, that's just like
Jim and Pam.
It happens all the time. Jim and Pam, I'm surprised about.
No, they both did say that they had some type of love for each other. Not like...
How could you not?
No, but like, yeah. But that's the thing. Like, how do you not... Like, if you're acting like you're in love with somebody for 8 years... But that's the thing, too. Like, it's a job and stuff like that. You have love for somebody. It's different from, like, falling in love with somebody, but...
I just feel like it would be
How do you
hard.
not sometimes?
Kissing someone.
Like, let's say you're... Like, it's a lot easier, I feel like, if you're with somebody or married already. To not fall in love, obviously. Because it's a job. But, like, let's think about it. If Jim and Pam were both single at the time, how do you guys not fall in love with each other? Like, if you're not with somebody, you're single. That person's not with somebody, you're single. That's basically your relationship. You guys are in a relationship. You guys are loving on each other for 8 years straight. You're basically in a relationship.
I guess what we have to think about, 2 things, is one, they might not be attracted to each other.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean...
you're not attracted to everybody just because you're famous.
No, but at the same time, though, like... Come on, if you have to act attracted to somebody for 8 years, I feel as if you're eventually going to get an attraction for the person. The fake it till you make it kind of thing. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, if I have to... Let's say me and you were actors